The most important key to boosting your sex life is your mindset. And I teach this in all my trainings because once you get that, I see my students having true life-changing breakthroughs. Everything just opens up. Your body, your mind, and your spirit. And my main inspiration for this was not a Daoist teacher, but a tantra teacher called Diana Richardson. And she wrote many books about mindful sex or slow sex. Now, slow sex, that sounds really boring, right? Actually, no, it's the biggest adventure you can have in your relationship because it will help you change from having sex into making love. And for men, it also means being able to last so much longer in bed. But it goes even beyond that. That mindset became the foundation of my relationship with my girlfriend, where we literally went beyond expectation. And that is magic. So let me tell you how to do that. Hi, I'm Alex, the Dutch Daoist, and if you want a more grounded approach to spirituality and sexuality, then please subscribe so we can beat the algorithm together. If you've seen any one of my trainings, then you know that I talk about the moment where some old guy told me to stop focusing on a goal in sex, but change my mindset and become more present, to enjoy the ride, so to speak, and how that helped me to last longer in bed. But I want to go a little deeper on that today because what this man also told me was to read a book by Diana Richardson. And for me, it's usually not just the words in a book that will convince me of something, but the reading itself and immersing yourself in someone else's thoughts or energy or whatever you want to call it. And that will change you on a profound level. And that happened to me just before I entered a new relationship. Perfect timing. So what does Diana teach and how did it change my life? Most people, when they have sex, they're oriented on a goal, orgasm. And in our society, everyone tells you to focus on that goal. Movies, songs, experts, everyone. But an orgasm will only give you some physical contractions. And that's nice, but it can be so much more. What we call the orgasmic state, where you go on and on and on. Because the moment you almost reach that climax, you can stop and start relaxing again until you go again, and then automatically you go for hours and hours and hours, and you will get this energy field of love and bliss, and you don't have to do anything for it. But that's only on the surface level, because the danger is, and I think many Daoist or tantric experts make this mistake, is that this orgasmic state also becomes a goal, right? And they will talk about multiple orgasms, and it all sounds like an achievement. And that's why I think Diana Richardson is such a breath of fresh air. Because what she says is that any goal will give you stress. It's the stress to achieve an orgasm or to please him or her, right? And that creates tension in your body. Any goal will create tension in your body. And what happens then, if the body is tense, we automatically stay in our heads because we don't want to enter that body. And then sex becomes something in your head instead of in your body and heart. So you think sex is supposed to give you this tension of arousal, but you can also be aroused and relaxed at the same time. And what happens when we relax? Our body opens up and we can connect to such a degree that it feels like you and me become one. And this is one of the main shifts, is that I will start feeling what you are feeling and vice versa. So when I feel this surge of love in my heart, I know that my girlfriend feels exactly the same. And that's such a game changer, because once people get a taste of that, it is life changing. And then sex becomes love, and love becomes this spiritual experience. And it's all because you're opening up to what's happening now. You connect instead of disconnect. You cannot connect to someone else if you're not connected to yourself, to your own body. And your body will take you into the now. So let me tell you how this changed my life and show you that this goes much deeper than sex. Because I'd been studying the Daoist sexual techniques for years and my sex life was still like so-so. I wasn't able to last that long and I just felt that I didn't get it. And that's because many teachers, especially men, will focus on technique and control and basically see sex as an achievement, right? But making love is anything but. And most teachers you think, yeah, you have this diploma so you can teach this, but do you actually practice this at home in your bed? And the answer I think is no with many of these teachers. So I was frustrated, and I had just met a new woman in my life, and we were like in the beginning stages of will this work or not? And maybe you recognize this. I think we were both lonely, but also wounded by disappointment and negative experiences in other relationships. So in a situation like that, it is so much more safe to just stay on your own then and go like, okay, maybe next time, right? So one day we meet and she tells me she wants to break up, even before it started. We hadn't even had sex yet. But I just read the book by Diana Richardson, and that had immersed me in this mindful attitude of like, okay, that's fine too. So she breaks up, but I didn't go into reaction mode. And she did not see that coming. She was prepared for a difficult talk or even a discussion or something, because the last guy she broke up with had not accepted that and had kind of harassed her for months. But I was like, okay, too bad, because you're a beautiful woman, but I just want you to be happy. And I think that might have created a space where there was no goal in that conversation, but we could just be ourselves and explore what we felt. And we could both feel our own sadness and appreciation of having even met each other. So when I wanted to say goodbye and I kissed her, well, that kiss just kind of didn't stop. We just couldn't stop. And we kissed for 10 hours straight. And that could happen because we didn't have any goal. Like, we're kissing now, so she's into it, let's go for sex. No, we didn't even have sex that night. But it was a very erotic experience. And that was because we could just stay with what was happening without wanting to go anywhere. And that mindset became the foundation of our relationship, where on the surface, we had nothing in common, but our bodies kept telling us to keep exploring. And if I hadn't read Diana Richardson, that probably would not have happened, because the mind would have interfered and say, stop, what are you doing? This isn't right. But if you could just go with the flow of what's happening now, and your relationship can grow organically without the stress of a goal, like we have to be a match, or then we have to be together for years and we have to do this or that. All these stupid rules that you can just let go of. And the result is that we're still together now, and every time we're together it feels like an adventure. The thing that we say the most to each other is, well, I didn't see that one coming. And that's true every time. And that's all because of the mindset. So I hope this is helpful for you. Change your mind and you can change your life.